What is going on, friends? I'm back. Sorry I did not do the podcast last night. I had something go really, really well in my personal life, so I wanted to celebrate and just relax and not do anything. So I'm doing it now. It is noon Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast of the USA, and let's get into it, guys. First game up. We have the Golden State Warriors at the Orlando Magic. And the Warriors are really, really healthy. Jonathan Kuminga is still not available to play. Trace Jackson Davis may miss the game, but he's kind of been phased out. He's really not even a thought on this team anymore, which, I don't know. Kind of like, Trace has some good game in him, but I don't know. Anyways, obviously the Warriors are hot right now. They've won 4 in a row. So now they start a 5-game road trip. So this is the first road trip. No back-to-back. They play Saturday at Philadelphia. We're off yesterday. For the Magic, Jalen Suggs is still out. No timetable for return. That's what head coach Jamal Mosley said. Cole Anthony is expected to play today, but they're still saying he's going to be a game-time decision. Kind of important guy on the bench there for them. He does provide a scoring spark, and this team is really bad at scoring. They got, and I was so glad I didn't bet them. I really thought about betting them +8 the other day, and I really thought about betting Cleveland team total under 114.5. I'm glad I didn't bet those guys. Cleveland just continues to roll. They beat them 122-82. Orlando's offense sucks. It's literally like probably third worst behind Charlotte and Brooklyn. Like guys, so freaking bad. So they're off 2 days. They play Sunday at home against Toronto and Tuesday at home against Toronto. This is the 4th game of a 7-game homestand for them. They are 1-2 on the homestand, and they've been playing better basketball of late. They're 5-4 in their last 9, 5-5 in the last 10 games. They did lose at Golden State 104-99. That was before Jimmy Butler got to Golden State. I'll say this, guys. So again, I've been saying this on the podcast for a very long time now. If we look at yesterday and we look at the teams who won, they cover the spread, right? Let's just take a quick look here. So yesterday, let's just take a look. I haven't even analyzed it. So Detroit won as a dog. Obviously, they covered. Indiana won's a favorite, a 9-point favorite. They won by 20. New York did not cover, so they only won by 5. Portland won and covered by 8 points. OKC won but did not cover. They were a 17-point favorite. It kind of gets tricky when it gets above 10 points. Even though more times than not, I still think it is profitable. From last time I checked, the SDQL. For Miami, they won and covered as a 3-point favorite. The Clippers did not win as a favorite. So only 2 teams did not win as a favorite yesterday and cover. Sacramento won and covered as a favorite, and Houston won and covered as a favorite. So, yeah, guys, only two teams. So if you picked all the winners correct yesterday, okay, let's just go through this real quick, guys. Okay, say you thought Boston was going to win. Okay, you're 0-1. Say you thought Indiana was going to win. You're 1-1 against the spread. Say you thought New York was going to win. You're 1-2 against the spread. Say you thought Portland was going to win. You're 2-2 against the spread. OKC, you're 2-3. Miami, you're now 3-3. Clippers, you're now 3-4. And then you went out. You're 5-4 on the day. You go 5-4 against the spread, right? If you just pick, don't just pick all favorites, but teams you think we're going to win. There are a lot of big favorites yesterday. So kind of logically looks like that, but you would have won. You would have won money. You would have been 5-4 yesterday. So, it really is that simple, guys. It really is. That is the math of how it shakes out sports betting. If you're just good at picking and the team's going to win and the spread's below, not probably below 10, I would say. Just from me doing this, for the last 3 months, just recapping the day before and saying hey, who won and who covered. If you just pick the winners, these teams usually cover. They really do. So, Golden State, I think they're going to win. -4.5? Sure, sign me up. Golden State -4.5, guys. That's the way I'd look. They're just better scoring. Like the Warriors most likely will get to close to 110 points even against the Magic. The Magic can barely get to 100 points every game. So yeah, I'll take the Warriors. Over unders at 212, 211 and a half. Yeah, I lean that way. I lean over actually. Warriors are small, Magic are big. Magic should be able to score in the paint. So I think they should be able to score, at least get over 100. It's really hard to do this, guys, and I've been caught victim of betting Magic games over, but I actually really think this one does go over. Am I going to bet it? No, I'm not going to bet it because betting Orlando games over is just like risky business. Okay, guys, next game up. We got the Denver Nuggets at the Milwaukee Bucks. And Jamal Murray's probable, Aaron Gordon's probable, everybody else is good to go for them. They had a really nice win at Indiana. I was on them in that game. I think they were like minus 4.5. They won by 9. They have won 11 out of their last 12 games or something like that. They're pretty red hot, guys. They had a bad game against the Lakers on Saturday night, but they've kind of rectified that with the last game against Indiana. But now, like, they get Milwaukee, right? And Milwaukee is off a 1-point loss or a 3-point loss, I believe, to the Houston Rockets. Giannis is probable. Everybody else is good to go. That matters. And they've been good off losses of late. They have not had a 2-game losing streak since February 3rd. So, and their last 3 losses, they've bounced back with a win against good teams, except for Charlotte. So they're at home Thursday night. It's on TNT. I kind of lean. It's tough, guys, because the line is minus 3.5, minus 4 for Denver. I kind of think Milwaukee wins this game. Denver's not amazing on the road. Winning at Indiana, that is a very solid win for them. They have a couple of good road wins, but consistently on the road. I mean, just like any NBA team, it's hard to win on the road in the NBA. Even like the really good teams like Memphis and Denver. I mean, if we just let's just take a look at their road record real quick. Okay, so Memphis on the year, 16-14 on the road. Denver, 18-11. So that's pretty good. But you look at Houston, 17-12. That's the 4th seed. You look at the Lakers, they're 15-14. You look at the Clippers, they're below 500 at 13-16 on the road. So that's the 6th seed in the West, guys. They're 13-16 on the road. If we look at the Eastern Conference, Indiana Pacers, 15-14 on the road. That's the 4th seed. Milwaukee, 12-16 on the road. Okay. Orlando Magic 11-19, Miami Heat 13-19. Like we just see like these playoff teams in each conference. Like if you're not a top 3 team, even if you're not like a top 2 team, really, but even the top 2. I mean, Memphis is only 16-14, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's tough to win on the road, guys. And then you look at these home records, like Indiana's 17-9 at home. Oh wait, Milwaukee, the Bucks, they're 19-9 at home this year. So I lean Milwaukee, guys, +4. I do. That's the way I would lean. Probably not going to bet this game. Over unders 240. Denver just plays so freaking fast, guys, and so does Milwaukee. Milwaukee's game slowed down in the 4th quarter against Houston the other night. Let me just make sure about that. Yeah, slowed down to a freaking crawl. They only scored 12 points in the 4th quarter. Houston only scored 15 points. That game was trending over. I feel bad for over bettors in that game for sure. That hurts. That's a pretty bad beat right there. Yeah, so I do lean over. Bucks at home. Let's see, their last couple games. They scored 120 points against Miami, 116 against the Clippers, and that was with Giannis only playing 24 minutes. They scored 135 against Philadelphia, 111 against the Warriors, but that was without Giannis. Memphis, they scored 119. They scored 125 against Miami in January, 123, 103. So they score points, guys. You know what? You know what might be a good look? Bucks team total over. Everyone's healthy, good to go. Denver's going to score. I kind of like over in general, now that I keep thinking about it. That's the way I'm looking, guys. That's the way I'm looking. All right, let's keep it moving. I know I'm kind of talking a lot today. I got a little more energy than I normally do in the middle of the night. All right, let's see. Hornets at the Mavericks is the next game up. Line is -9.5 to the Mavericks. Over unders at 225. And gosh, guys, excuse me. I don't know why I'm so afraid to do this, but Charlotte team total under is just a cash cow. Like, I should have bet them their last couple games, their team total unders. I bet their team total under, where was it? Against Portland live. I think I did it live. I did it against I forget, guys. I should have been doing it more, guys. They've gone under their team total last 3 games. They've gone under their team total 6 out of their last 7 games. Actually, 7 out of their last 8 games. They've gone under their team total. Like, I'm just like kicking myself. I'm looking at this. I'm like, yeah, they're not going to do it. But then the other team plays fast, and they might carry them along, and they might get some easy buckets because the other team has their backups in. But like, no, guys, they've scored 92 points, 88 points, 88 points. The last 3 games. They scored 115 against Denver. Go figure. 100 points against the Lakers, 86 against Orlando. I mean, some of these teams are slower paced teams. Some of these teams are fast paced teams. So this is last game of a road trip for them. And then they come home for a 5-game homestand on Saturday against the Wizards. Let's see, have they played Dallas this year yet? It looks like they have. Let me see what they did against Dallas. They put up 110 points at home. So I don't know, guys. It's kind of tough just because, so like the Hornets, let's look at their injury report. Injury report, everyone's good to go except for Daquan Jeffries and Salone. Seth Curry looks like he's questionable, probable. Let me see. Yeah. I don't know why the Hornets on ESPN, they just don't show their injury report like that. It's really annoying. Seth Curry's like a really good 3-point shooter for them. Scores like 8-9 points a game, and when you're only putting up 90 points a game, that matters. That matters. So Seth Curry actually matters a little bit here. Josh Green played in Dallas last year, I believe. Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, LaMelo Ball's good to go. Nurkic has been playing. Dallas plays small, guys. Like Dwight Powell's questionable, PJ Washington's questionable. They were both questionable last game, and they both played. I think they both play again here. They had a bad road trip out to Golden State and also the Lakers, so they're on a 2-game losing streak. They play really well at home. They play Saturday, so no back-to-back for them. Let me see here, guys. Let me see what these team totals shake out to be. So 225 is the total. The spread is -9.5. I can only look. I actually kind of lean Hornets plus 9.5. I think they actually have a matchup here where they can compete a little bit just due to Mavericks' lack of size. But I think the Mavericks will win. And again, if you think the team's going to win, more than likely they're going to cover the spread. More than likely they are. So in that case, probably best case is just take the Mavericks and live with it. Over-unders is 225. Divide that by 2 is 112.5. So 112.5 plus 4.5 is 116. So over 115.5 is like Dallas team total. And then it'd probably be like 105.5 for the Hornets. 106.5. 106.5. That's tough, guys. It's tough. I mean, Dallas team total over. Why not? Hornets defense has not been good on the road. I mean, they're probably going to stress it being better, but I don't know. Dallas is due for a big game, so they play really well at home. I can only look Dallas, guys. I can only look that way. All right, next game up. I got the Phoenix Suns hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Spread is creeping up. It was 7.5 last night. It's now -8, -8.5. Some books. Total is 236, 236.5. So here's the thing, guys. The Pelicans will be without Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown, and those two guys have really helped this team post-trade deadline, post-All-Star break. New Orleans is playing well. And also, sorry, my computer like all of a sudden doesn't want to work now. I remember the situation. So like they beat the Spurs twice, and they kept the game close in Dallas. They didn't cover the spread, but they still kept it close. And the games have been going under for them. The last 3 games have gone under by like a very wide margin, and it's kind of hard to figure out with them, right? Because like before this, they were awful on the road, awful defense, home or away. But now it looks like I don't know if like Bruce Brown helped with that or Kelly Olynyk's presence. Kelly Olynyk's not known for his defense, but you play NBA ball the right way. At least you're in the right position. You're not just giving up blown coverages. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. And I'm saying all this because 236, it feels a little high. And the reason being, so like the Phoenix Suns, like the last 10 games, their pace has been like incredible. Like really, really high, like one of the tops in the league. But if you look at who they've been playing a whole bunch of fast-paced teams. They played Memphis. They played at Toronto. Now, Toronto's not a fast-paced team, and Toronto just had an explosion of points in the last like 4 minutes. It was like 108, 105 with like 4 minutes to go, and they scored like 19 points. Like that's an anomaly. Toronto's just red hot from 3-point land. So I feel like that game's inflated. Memphis Memphis runs fast. And they played Memphis twice in this 10 games stretch. They played Chicago. Chicago's a fast-paced team. They got, like, San Antonio just came out with their hair on fire on the first game after the All-Star break. Like, that's uncharacteristic of San Antonio. I don't necessarily think that was just a pace thing. I watched that game. It was just, I think San Antonio was just on fire. Denver's a fast-paced team. They played Denver, and they played Utah, and they played OKC. And they played Portland, which Portland of late is playing really, really, really freaking fast. So, I mean, we look at all these teams that they've been playing. They've been playing a whole bunch of freaking fast teams, guys. And, they have no heart. They have no, like, leadership on that team. They don't. I don't care, like, Kevin Durant wants to get in his feelings about not being a good leader. He's not a good leader. He's not. And so now you get a back-to-back. You get the Pelicans tonight, and then you play them again tomorrow night on Friday. Let's see what these games, because they had to have played each other yet before this season. Let me see. They played on Thursday, December 5th. They lost 126-124. That was at New Orleans. Let's see. They played them again. No, it's just that. They only played them 3 times this year, it looks like. Okay, so, but again, that was back when New Orleans wasn't playing defense. The only thing I'm getting at is this, guys. I want to bet the Pelicans team total under. It's going to be high. It's like 118 minus 4. So it's probably going to be like 114 and a half, 113 and a half. And just point blank, I don't think they have enough scoring to get it done. Like, Kelly Olynyk has provided a huge boost on this team. But, you just have, and Bruce Brown's out too. Like, he's been a really good spark plug for them. You got Jordan Hawkins and Jose Alvarado on the bench, and that's it. Scoring-wise, I mean, you got Matkovic, who's, he's actually playing okay. He's playing okay. I watched him the other night. He's playing okay. But, you got Missy, the rookie center. He's nothing amazing. So you're really relying on C.J. McCollum to go off, Trey Murphy III go off, and Zion Williamson to go off. But, I mean, guys, those guys would have to go off. Like, I'm talking like combined between the 3 of them, they'd have to get to 80 points. Is that possible? Yeah, 2 of them get to 30 points, 1 gets to 20 points. Yeah, it's possible. Is it probable? I don't think so. I would think closer to 70 points is closer to them. So then you need the rest of the team to score 45 points between Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, Matkovic, and Missy. I don't know, guys. I don't think so. I really don't think so. And they're playing slower. They're not running. It's just, if Phoenix starts blowing them out, guys, then maybe New Orleans gets carried along and they start giving effort points and garbage time points at the end. But then they play each other tomorrow. So, a blowout. I think I'm going to get there with it, guys. I really think I'm going to get there with it under 114.5. It's probably going to be my only bet today. Pelicans team total. I just think Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk, like they've been so great the last 3 games since the All-Star break for them that them being out for this game is definitely going to kind of alter their production and efficiency. I can't talk you off of Suns -8. I can't talk you off a Suns team total, even though it's going to be kind of high. I don't lean that way because when Phoenix wins, guys. So this is the other thing. When Phoenix wins, they hold their opponents to pretty low scoring at home. Home games, only home games now. Now the Utah game, Utah plays fast paced a little bit, but that game was 121-20. That was without Kevin Durant. When they have Kevin Durant at home, guys, they play slow. I mean, so they beat the Clippers 111-109. They held them to 109. They beat the Wizards 119-109. I know it's the Wizards. They beat Atlanta 123-115 at home. So Atlanta got to 115, but Atlanta's a much better offensive team than New Orleans is. Utah, they held them 114-106, so only 106. Utah at home, they held the Charlotte Hornets to 113. So again, that's all under this 114.5 number. They beat Denver 110-100. They beat Portland 116-109. Like, this is the thing. When they win at home, guys, they hold these teams to low scoring points. They beat San Antonio at home 104-93. Beat Golden State at home on November 30th 113-105. So I think it's a really good look, guys. I do think the Suns win this game. And I mean, if that's the case, it should be a slower pace game. I'd lean under 236. And I do like Pelicans team total under. I'm probably going to get there, guys. I feel really good about that one. All right, next game up. Last game up. And then we're out of here. We got the Timberwolves. Ooh, this line's creeping up, guys. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Los Angeles Lakers. The spread is +6.5 to the away team, Minnesota. Total is 228.5. Kind of all over the place. I see a 229. I see a 227.5. Minnesota, obviously they have a whole bunch of injury stuff going on here. So Dante DiVincenzo is questionable. He may play, guys. I saw him on the bench on that comeback win against the Thunder the other night. He was in street clothes, but he was like getting off the bench and celebrating, like running onto the court. He may play. He may play in this game. Let's see. Anthony Edwards is questionable. Julius Randle's out. And Rudy Gobert's out. But he's not been playing. So the Timberwolves, they have Mike Conley available. Jaden McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been great. Jalen Clark's been playing well off the bench. Terrence Shannon Jr.'s been playing good minutes off the bench. Naz Reid's been into the starting lineup. That's fine. Luka Garza's been playing okay as well. I really like this Minnesota Timberwolves team. They're actually coming together nicely right now. They needed their bench to step up. Their bench, like I'm telling you guys, Jalen Clark, Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, like those 3 guys have played really well. And then you still have Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the bench too. So, like, I like this Timberwolves team, guys. I like them. You know, I bet them last game against OKC. They came back late and won it. They played well on the road, kind of late. I mean, they were competitive against Houston. They lost by 6. They did get blown out at Cleveland. But before that, they beat Utah. They beat Phoenix on the road. They beat Dallas on the road. Lost by 2 to Memphis. Beat New York on the road, 116-99. You know, this team, they beat Orlando. They beat New Orleans on the road. They beat Oklahoma City recently. Yeah, just last game, like I said. So they do play at Utah on Friday for them. The Lakers, let's see here. I think it's just LeBron is probable. Everyone else is good to go. Yeah, LeBron's probable. Everyone else is good to go. Let's see here. They play the Clippers on Friday. So it's at home, though. So it's a home back-to-back for them. They've won 3 in a row. Minnesota. Man, guys, I want to bet them +6.5. It's just, the thing is, again, if you think the team's going to win, they're most likely going to cover the point spread, especially like in this range of like -6.5. And I kind of lean the Lakers to win, kind of. But then there's always one or two games, or at least one game every night, usually, where like a team wins but they don't cover. This might be it, guys, because I like the Warriors to win and cover. I think the Bucks win as an underdog. I like the Mavericks to win and cover. I like the Suns to win and cover. This might be it, guys. This might be the one here. Plus 6.5 with the Timberwolves. All they got to do is just keep it a 1 or 2 possession game late, and they pretty much cover the game. You know what? Betting their team total over might be a good look, because Dallas was who the Lakers played last game, and they couldn't score. They really could not score. I mean, they couldn't score at Golden State. Like they were struggling to score. So I kind of, don't look at that game that seriously in terms of like over under, like for, Lakers defense being amazing. Even though the Lakers defense has been a lot better, I will give them credit. But Minnesota scores, guys. This Minnesota team wants to score this year. And if we look at their last road games here, they scored 121 points in the regulation against OKC, but they were on pace for like 114, 115, somewhere around there, even if they didn't have that amazing comeback. They scored 115 against Houston, like I said. They scored 107. They had a really bad game against Cleveland. A Western Conference opponent here with the Lakers. Like, this is more of a, get up for game. I don't know, like a more important game. So last game against the Lakers, this was at home, 97-87. That was back on Friday, December 13th. And then they played them at LA in the first game of the season, 110-103. They lost. So they've lost to them 2 times already. No, sorry. They beat them they beat them Monday, December 2nd too. 109-80. That was at home. So they beat them twice already this year. Oh, okay, so they've kind of had their number. So maybe they match up well against them. I know Luka's in now, though, guys. So I know that. But I can only look them plus 6.5, guys. I'm telling you, I like that. I like that a lot. They're a scrappy team. They're kind of deep now, too. Let's see what the over-under is. You know, that Timberwolves team total might be a really nice look. Okay, so Timberwolves 114 minus 3, 111. So it might be 110.5. Timberwolves team total over. I haven't looked at it, but for them to get to 111, I think they get to 111 against the Lakers tonight, guys. Lakers can score. Minnesota, they play defense, but they don't play like the best defense now. They haven't been playing like the best defense. They kind of been playing fast too. So, Timberwolves have gone over the total the last 3 games in a row. Lakers have gone under their last 3 games, 4 games in a row. I don't know. They both play tomorrow back to back. It's a little tricky. I think best bet might just be Timberwolves plus 6.5, guys. I lean over 227.5. I don't love it, but I lean that way. So those are the games, guys. Appreciate you watching, listening. I should have the podcast up tonight like I usually do for Friday's game. So let's go. Let's make some money.